thing.
No, wait, that was Shameless season episode 1. My bad.
I feel like I get insulted on this show all the time.
No.
Hey, what? How should we tell all of my followers to follow the stream?
Yeah, just go to the Into the Lab page. So you can go to twitter.com/intothelabpod or facebook.com/intothelabpod. Yeah. All right, guys, we are live. So let's get everybody introduced and get everything going. But my name is Ernest Silva. As you're following the Into the Lab podcast, I am your host for tonight, season 2, episode 14. We're excited to join you some NBA NFL rankings episode, of course, brought to you in the beautiful home studio in San Antonio, Texas, COVID spiking headquarters, as there's COVID growing everywhere again in the United States. So we are back to Quarantineville. But as you can see on your screen, you have all the wonderful people being powered by the mothership, Blue Collar Media Group, as well as sponsored by the wonderful Thrive Fantasy, www.thrivefantasy.com. And of course, that's www.bluecollarmg.com. Go visit those sites. Go check out all the podcasts and writers, as well as place your favorite bets for our sponsor of the show. All right. So we got a lot of faces on the screen. You may recognize most, but there are a few on here that you're not sure who they are. I'm going to let you know who they are right now. Announcer, bring us in. Start us off right. From Bali, Indonesia, walking the streets with our listeners or eating at your favorite restaurant at Dre2124, Dre Rodgers.
Do I not get my video intro anymore?
I knew you were going to say something about that. I knew you were going to say something like that. Co-captain of the BCMG stream team and host of the college football break room at DDog_1123, Davis Cordova.
Dre, you have to be here like at the start of the episode to have your video played over and over again.
I was here today.
This is like the first time this season.
I have to have you here right before 7:30. I can get it ready, Dre. I can get it ready. Co-host of the Puckleheads podcast, co-founder of the Blue Collar Media Group at Steel Curtain PEH, Just Paul.
What's going on, guys? Glad to be here tonight. Little internet malfunction going on that I'm trying to fix right now. So.
Oh, that's new.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
It's okay. I wouldn't want to show my face after that game either.
Welcome to my world.
Oh my God.
Wait, hey, the Pittsburgh game or the West Virginia game?
Let's not talk about either. The other co-host of the Puckleheads podcast, who I didn't know he was going to show his face either, at Hearts on Hockey, just Luke.
Hey, what's up, guys? So it's been 17,006 days since the Flyers won a Stanley Cup. Just saying, I'm not keeping track.
Are you going to update us
it's been a
how
while.
many days it is tomorrow, too?
It's been a while. So, just saying.
That's okay. Just you know what? Just I'm going to give you props now in case I forget later. But 13-2 for money line picks in week 13 and 5-0 again for the second week in a row against the spread. I'm betting for your picks this week, so you better be good.
Okay. Oh, that's too much pressure now.
Co-host of the Boomtown Pod and live man on Fridays for Simmo and Sutton at Andrew Con Sutton.
What's going on, fellas? What a horrendous week in my picks. Oh, I took the damn Cowboys. Let's go.
Andrew, you messaged me and you're like, hey, man, I'm 9-3, right? And then I was like, yeah, man, push. 9-6 to finish the week. I'm sorry about the rest of your picks, but that's okay, buddy. That's okay. Host of the Video You Love Weekly, just a bit outside, at Josh Elliott 9. Josh Elliott will be joining us a little bit later. He likes to come out just a little late in these episodes for our pick'em, so keep a lookout for him. Let's move on. Host of the Shooter Shoot podcast on Sundays, leader of picks for ITL in 2020 at shooters_pod, Kenny Cotterell.
See a lot of people rolling their eyes. I don't think I'm a fan favorite. It's been 2,100 days since Des Bryant caught that ball. He did not catch any yesterday. However, he did catch COVID-19. So prayers to him and his family.
Oh, and he hugged the Cowboys staff on the sideline.
And the Cowboys staff.
And those tweets magically disappeared, I'd like to point out.
And all the Ravens on the bus and the plane.
But yeah, I'm still leading, so suck it.
Yeah, Kenny's holding on to a very slim lead. We'll go over records in just a moment. But finally, from the co-host of the Into the Lab podcast, Los Angeles Browns' favorite son, co-founder as well of the Blue Collar Media Group at Reisner_Steven, Steve, the General Reisner.
What's going on, guys? Ernest, you told me, what was that? The Chargers would beat the Patriots, right?
That's actually that I actually agreed with Ashley and Davis. I said
Yeah,
I'm
Davis
going
did
with
it.
the young guys. And I'm going with the young guy and gal, and I'm going to back them up. But it was Davis that made a very good case. And all of a sudden, his camera
he
went out.
made a great case that really, all of his points really hit. Yeah.
I should have never done it, but I did it. Yeah, it was. If they had just scored 48 more points, they would have been fine. All right, let's talk about the voice behind the scenes, the sweetest voice behind the ITL podcast episodes at SweetPeach4_ Ashley Garcia.
Glad to be back, guys. I'm sorry I can't show my face. I'm doing a little mommy duties in the back, but glad to be back with my spiel.
We're glad you're back, Ashley. We're going to have more ads for you from just one. That way we can make good of your time. But for those of you joining us who don't recognize two other gentlemen who may be on your screen, let's introduce them. The pride and joy here, the co-captain of the BCMG stream team, newest member, making his ITL debut at Blizzy_ Blaine Deathridge?
It's actually Deathridge.
Deathridge.
There you go.
Deathridge.
Yeah. I know it's a pretty
badass.
confusing last name. It's spelled with two different words, so pretty confusing. A lot of people get it mixed up.
It's all right. I tried.
Yeah. Oh no. Hey, you didn't do too bad. But I appreciate you guys having me, man. It's awesome to be here. I'm super happy to be here.
We're excited to have you on, and we're going to talk to you in just a moment in round one when I tell everybody what we're doing. But the other gentleman on your screen is a man who needs no introduction, the man with sports stories galore from Los Angeles, California, at Sports Stories DL, Denny Lennon.
That's right, repping LA. What's up, fellas? Oh, let's see. It's only been a few hours since my Lakers hung another banner. It's only been a few hours more than that since my Dodgers hung another banner. So it won't be long until I can talk because only 3 miles from here is SoFi Stadium, where my Rams will be hanging a banner. What's up,
Denny.
fellas?
Oh my God.
Hey, Denny, look back there. You see that? That's
Is he also a
I
fan of
love
the
it,
Browns?
Denny. Love
That's
the
fine.
energy.
Is he a
Just
fan of
shots
the Browns?
fired everywhere. Just no one's
You have to
safe.
rub Mookie
You know.
Betts in my face, like right to start
no
the
one's
thing. It
safe.
just rubs Mookie Betts in my face.
I like that Dre question, though. I know it kind of slipped in there, but he asked if you're a Los Angeles Browns fan, Denny.
Oh, well, now, actually, look, I'm a Brown Dogs fan because my boys out of Ohio are my guys. I got friends in Ohio. As a matter of fact, I just lost one of my best friends, Roger Gowdy. He was the president of the AAU, right? And he used to take me to the Brown Dogs games, many of them. And so I love me some Brown Dogs. I don't know what the LA Browns means because basically.
Yeah, so we had a trivia episode, and Steve
I
over
wasn't
here
listening.
answered if the Los Angeles Browns was a former team, and he chose them.
The
was
Cleveland
bad.
Rams was a former team, so you got it half right.
There you go,
See?
Steve.
See, I like this guy.
Yeah.
All right,
Even
you're
though
gonna
he thought
fit.
I was 40.
You're gonna fit right in, Danny. But let's give all of the Lapsters and most of our listeners a chance to know what we're doing today. Round one is our ranking segment. We'll have 2 interviews. You've met them already, but Blaine and Denny, in that order, we'll have some interviews and some questions for them to see what their stories are and what they're bringing to the table for today's episode. Then it's our rankings round. We're gonna talk NFL rankings, our MVP rankings for this year, and then we're gonna go right to the hardwood and talk about the top 4 teams in the
Let's
West
do
and
it.
East for the NBA preseason edition. Right after that, you're going to hear the bell. We'll do our famous NFL Pick'em in round 2. And then for you round 3 listeners, you already know it's your fantasy football segment. We'll talk about 15 of the hottest players' names that really have those question marks. Should I be starting them? Should I be putting them in my flex? Should I just keep them on the bench? So let's get right into it with round 1. Announcer, ring the bell, and we will go ahead and get started. That's the bell, and round 1 is our rankings episode. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. And we're going to start this off right off with Blaine. Blaine, you are the newest member of the BCMG stream team. You brought on your team. We're excited to have you on. I counted your view count. You're up to over 3,500 views just in the last month. We've talked about that, and you've got a lot of up-and-coming news for the up in this week. Right, this week. So you have a marathon happening tomorrow. So why don't you talk to us a little bit about what the plans are for that and what game you're going to be streaming?
So the plans are for that is basically I'm going to be doing a 24-hour live stream on Twitch TV. I'm going to be playing the new Cyberpunk 2077 game tomorrow. It actually comes out. So I'm going to be playing it the first day it comes out. It will also be my first 24-hour stream. Definitely not my last, though, and it will also be the first stream I have done since I hit Twitch affiliate. which was a really big goal of mine that I actually have just completed with the help of you guys, of course.
Now, you said you're going to be doing some Cyberpunk 2077 for guys who've been living under a rock like myself. I know Keanu Reeves is in it, but talk to us about what in the world is Cyberpunk 2077?
Keanu Reeves is a heavy metal rocker.
Yeah,
heavy metal
is.
terrorist, bro.
Yeah, his character name is actually Johnny Silverhand, and he was a lead singer for his band before he died in the video game. So it's just, there's a lot. I'd say there's a lot to unfold within his story, but basically Cyberpunk 2077 is it's an open world RPG, and it's set in this futuristic type city called Night City. You play as the main character V, which is fully customizable. You customize literally everything on them. It's gonna be a great game. I honestly can't wait for it. It's been one of the most anticipated games for me since late 2018 when I found out about it, and then it's just been pushed back so many times, and I'm just excited to see it finally hit, and I'm just ready to take off running with it, really.
So you decided to do a 24-hour marathon. What was the first thought process? Okay, I'm going to run 24 hours on this game and beat it and show everybody. How did that come to be? Like, how did you think of that?
Well, I knew I wanted to do something big for, for the viewers that helped me get to where I was at in my Twitch, that helped me gain Twitch affiliate within a month, because really before, November, I was getting hardly no views on my live streams, and I was live streaming for 1-2 people at the most, which, to me wasn't bad. And then, I linked up with you guys, and from November till now, my Twitch has just kind of blew up, and in my eyes, it's kind of blew up. And I was like, man, I got to do something big. I got to go big for them, because they helped me push Twitch affiliate. They pushed me to, want to stream and to want to do this and to go far with it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a brand new game. First day it's coming out. I'm going to live stream it for 24 hours. And I'm also, we're going to be giving away 2 $15 gift cards, I think, during that live stream.
That's right.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to do something big for my viewers. And, it might not be the biggest yet, but we're just going to continue growing. And, when we do just continue growing and we hit milestones, I want to keep doing, big things like this.
That's perfect, Blaine. I think you've been a great addition, you and your team. If you're not familiar with Blaine, you could definitely find his team playing Cold War. We have Davis Cordova, our other co-captain. He's specializes in warfare and Warzone, specifically for Call of Duty. But Blaine, tell people how they can find you and where they should go tomorrow if they're trying to get on your live stream, get a chance at a gift card.
Sounds good, man. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. My Twitter handle is @BLZZY__. My Twitch is the same thing, twitch.tv/BLZZY__. My Instagram, though, is a little different. It's BLZZY__, because I guess somebody had already taken the name, but it's whatever. I had to work with what I could get.
Hey, man, just to finish off with this interview, everybody on here, who heard of Cyberpunk before we talked to Blaine today?
I was actually talking to Blaine about
that. Oh, okay. So you're talking to Blaine about it.
Yeah, Steve texted me the other night and was asking me questions about it.
So I encourage everybody, go out and watch Blaine on his Twitch stream. You'll see us retweeting and liking all of his stuff in the next upcoming 24 hours, and a special video coming out promo for his Twitch stream tomorrow. So keep a look at, of course, good old Mark is doing him a solid. So we're excited for you, Blaine. Good luck with that. And to transition over, before I get to Denny, it looks like we got our late arrival. Did your intro already, but welcome to the floor, Josh Elliott.
How we doing, boys? I'm in my basement and it's fucking cold down here. Jesus Christ.
Well, I see your couch made it over to Steve, because Steve's in the Godfather couch today.
How'd you get my couch?
I fucking took it, man.
But he was polite about it.
I made the moving company an offer they couldn't refuse.
Yeah. So you came here when so I got to talk to my girlfriend. She obviously gave it to you when she was here. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I did it all today too. It was the
that's
fastest
some record ass timing.
It was the fastest trip from Boston to Canada and back ever.
I mean, give me that moving company's number.
Yeah.
Right?
Might need to use them here in the future.
Very excited to have you on, Josh. But let's switch gears. Denny Lennon joining ITL tonight. And for those of you who are not familiar with Denny, we're going to introduce you right now. So, Denny, welcome to Into the Lab podcast. Our viewers and our listeners, we call them Labsters. And we're excited to have our Labsters meet you for the first time. But talk to us. What's your story and how you got started with sports stories?
What's up, Labsters? I like it. I got started because, I spent 40 years coaching, administrating. I started a national sport with the Amateur Athletic Union. And I did all of that. And I figured at some point, now that the kids are out on their own, I can buckle down and start telling some stories, because I've had a great opportunity through my family, through the AAU, through other connections, to meet some interesting people. And so that's what I started to do, to do these interviews and push them out on both the video podcast for the most part, but we're also doing other segments, and now I'm syndicated on LA 36, which is out my way, as well as a couple other places. So all of that's just taken off because I just kind of made the leap and got into it.
Perfect. And when it came to your sports stories, I mean, so many individuals that you've been sharing, that you've done interviews with. What is your best sports story you have ever covered personally?
Well, I got to say, it was most recently. I've done a few, and my boy Norm Bass, I love him. He's the first ever Black American post-World War II to play both pro baseball, pro football, but he's got even a more interesting life outside of that. The way he used to ingratiate people into Los Angeles during the 60s and stuff like that. But most recently, I'm sitting right where I'm sitting. Jerry West just came and sat here, and I just interviewed him. I mean, come on now. I'm a little 8-year-old shooting hoop in my backyard, pretending like I'm Jerry West. I'm fortunate enough to get to go watch the Lakers practice that same year in 1972, when the Lakers chalked up a championship that year. Anyways, right? So, but no, really, it was like Babe Ruth walked in your house, man. Jerry West walked in the house, and then he came out back, and he came in, and he sat right here in this garage. We call it a studio. He sat in this garage in this chair, and I got to interview my boyhood hero, Jerry West. So that was pretty legit. And that series starts December 17th. It'll go successive Thursdays, 4 Thursdays.
That's phenomenal. I couldn't imagine getting, a lifelong hero in the same studio as me. And I understand the studio aspect in the garage because, we use our office space here in the house. I'm finally getting a media room, but we use our office space here in the house as a studio. So that's pretty awesome. I mean, Kenny actually had the opportunity to interview JJ Redick, and for him, that was. I mean, I shouldn't speak for him, right, Kenny? I mean, you just had your big moment too.
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible, being able to interview your childhood hero, being a Duke fan and following his career was absolutely incredible. So to hop on a Zoom call with him when he was in the bubble was amazing. I couldn't believe how nervous I was going into it. I felt like my arms were shaking when he was hopping on the call. It was crazy. So that's amazing that you got to interview Jerry West, though.
Yeah, and it was kind of crazy because he's right in front of you, right? So he's here, and we're just kind of chit chatting, and then he's sitting, and I'm sitting directly across from him, and I'm trying to be the consummate journalist doing the job, and then I look up and I'm like, damn, that's fucking Jerry West. Right? He's right there in front of me. Every once in a while it'd throw me off, and I'd look back down at my notes and come up with another fancy question. But yeah, Jerry West, man. He's legit. He's got an interesting background, really interesting background. He's a dark dude, he's got a lot of pain that was in his life, but he's worked his way through that. And then you look everywhere you look. I think I was at some bar right before I interviewed him, and somebody asked me what I was doing, and I go, see that guy right there, I'm going to interview him. And it was the logo of the NBA that was up on this bar, right? And I was all, yeah, that guy right there, I'm going to interview him, tomorrow at my house. And it was such a trip. It was so cool to have him here. And he's a really, he kind of reminds me of like a movie star from the 50s or 60s or something. He still stands really tall, and he's handsome and good looking, regal guy that comes in, and it's like you shouldn't touch him or something. I don't know. The dude was legit. And I think it's going to be a good series. I dove in pretty deep to his days in West Virginia, moving through, when he came up a point short in the he goes, there's not a day in my fucking life that I don't remember losing to Cal in the NCAA finals. Like he wakes up with that team, right? And then, from there to he was on that 60 Olympic team with Oscar Robertson. Then he gets drafted by the Minneapolis Lakers, but they moved to LA. And so he comes out to LA. That's when they're at the sports arena. And like the Lakers were not the man. It was all about like boxing, the Dodgers, and kind of the Rams back in the day when he came out, and they had to work their way. They had to get in cars and drive around LA to pump the attendance. So like he came through that. So you think about what he did, a lot of losses to the Celtics. I got it. But, 72, they get over the top and get that championship, which is awesome. But then to think of his post career might even been better than his playing career, all the franchises he built. So the guy is a fascinating story. And I was just really like stoked to get an opportunity to talk to him. And then now I get to share that with everybody.
I've met Jerry West once in my life. He was at the Sports Analytics Conference, and I thought when I would meet him, he would be like, "Hi, I'm West. Jerry West." But no, it wasn't nearly that cool. But I could imagine that feeling, meeting the logo, completely understand. You got to do the interview. So tell everybody again, Denny, how can they go and view that, and where can they find that?
Yeah, so it'll be up on YouTube, on YouTube.com, like SSDL, Sports Stories with Denny Lennon. So / SSDL, all my interviews are up there. All kind of stuff that we do. Matter of fact, it's kind of trippy. Like most recently, I got to interview Bob Klein. I don't suspect anybody knows who that was. But if you were a Rams fan of the 70s, he started at tight end for the Rams. Then he played for the Chargers in the first Eric Coryell season. But he was kind of another one of my boyhood idols. I was pretty sure he was just going to hold that Rams tight end position till I got there. It didn't work out that way, but I did get a chance to interview him recently. And that was pretty cool too. So two of my boyhood idols within like two 4-part series are on YouTube right now.
Now, Denny, we got a lot of young guys on here that are up and coming with their podcasts and still growing their networks. And you talk a lot about, at least in some of the interviews I've heard you in some of your mentorship conversations, that you should grab a good mentor and have them handy and have them help you. Last question for you. Who has been one mentor you can just say, this is the man or this is the woman that has helped me that I can always turn to that has been that focal point for you?
So I've had a few that were fantastic. And like I already gave a shout out to my guy, Roger Gowdy. He was president and chief executive officer of the Amateur Athletic Union. He just recently died, but he was a really good friend of mine from 26 years. We grew the sport of volleyball in the Amateur Athletic Union. He rise to great heights. And so I would be remiss if I didn't mention him. But I'll tell you a story that's a little more fun than my friend dying, right? When I was a kid in Catholic school, I had a teacher. Her name was Sister Martha. All right. By the time I came back to coach and teach at that school, she was Dr. Sister Martha. Now, Sister Martha, you got to understand, was a black belt in karate. She rode a Harley that she parked in the freaking hallway, and she kicked some ass. She did not F around. She also reported directly to Steve Jobs when he first started Apple, she was instituting Apple technology into Catholic schools. She was no joke. So I started coaching the team, and I thought my 8th grade basketball team is going to play the faculty in a game to get warmed up for the season. All right. So Sister Martha came out. She injured all of my lineup. Like she's throwing bows, hammering people. She injured my whole lineup so much so that I had to make up like, it's St. Mark Feast Day to the next coach I was supposed to play. I said, my kids aren't ready. It's St. Mark Feast Day. The pastor said we can't play. Yeah. But I learned so much from Sister Martha Raleigh. I got to give it to her right now as my mentor.
That might be the best ITL story of the year right there. So Denny Lennon, thank you so much for coming on and telling your story. We appreciate you. Now you're gonna kind of show us the ropes and how these rankings work. So we're really excited to have you on today. And let's start with the NFL. I asked our sports scientists to go over your top 5 NFL teams right now, going into the latter half or the last quarter of the year. So I'm going to start this one off with Davis Cordova. Who are your top 5 teams in the NFL right now?
Quick, you start with me because mine are kind of, I don't know. I forgot that you sent this out, so I jotted them down real quickly.
Here we go.
So number 1, I think everyone has the same number 1. It's going to be the Chiefs. Number 2, the Saints, especially when they get Drew Brees back. Both him and Taysom Hill cannot throw the ball downfield. So number 3 is the Steelers. They were number 1 last week. before they decide to lose to a team with no name. Number 4 is the LA Rams. They have been two-faced all year, but I think they're starting to turn it around. And then number 5, shout out Josh Allen, going with the Bills.
That's an interesting top 5. I'll say that to start us off. I'm really excited. Just Luke, I know you have your notes down. Who are your top 5 NFL teams right now?
Yeah, right now it's Kansas City. I mean, clearly. I mean, I think we're all just in agreement with that, like Davis said. The Saints, as much as I don't want to say it, the Packers probably right now at number 3, Steelers at 4, and no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills at 5.
Bills Mafia getting 2 top 5 bids so far. Very interesting. Josh, you were the late arrival. I'm going to have you come on next, though. Top 5 NFL teams right now. Shoot.
Well, it is KC, but it Pittsburgh's very close. And I'm only like, the only reason they lost is because they only had 4 days rest. Like, it's pretty tough to be like, hey, no, they played a shitty team. Like, Washington still got a pretty good defense. Like, so it's got to go KC first and Pittsburgh very close. And then I'm going to go Green Bay 3, Seattle 4, Buffalo 5.
One more bit.
Seattle.
No, that's 5.
12 points.
So, okay. So, Buffalo getting 3 top 5 bids here so far. That's actually the shocker right now. I didn't know Buffalo's going to be in so many. All right. Kenny, going to you. Who are your top 5 NFL teams right now?
So Kansas City, I think, is easy. Like, the offense is phenomenal, and they're the defending champs. I think it'd be disrespectful to not have them at 1. Saints at 2, mostly because of the defense. That defense has been really good for them all year. I think with Drew Brees coming back, they're going to be in a good spot. Number 3, I'm going Pittsburgh. Not having James Conner, I think, was huge for them. So while they only had 21 rushing yards last game, that's not going to be the case the rest of the year with him back. Green Bay at 4, I just really like Rodgers and Adams. That's about it. Like, I just think they're going to throw, and he's going to get 150 yards a game, it seems right now. And I also have the Buffalo Bills at number 5 because I think Josh Allen is, we'll talk about that later.
We will. And I just want to do a show. Let me give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down. A thumbs up if you believe it is Rodgers Adams. A thumbs down if you believe it's Mahomes Hill. A more dangerous duo the past 3 years up to current.
Past 3 years or next 3 years?
No, past 3 years to right now.
I gotta go. Yeah.
Which one's won a Super Bowl?
Okay. All right. So it's pretty split. We had that discussion on MCMB
Davis,
Sports.
we're talking about the duo. Mahomes won. It wasn't Mahomes and Hill won the Super Bowl. It was Mahomes, Hill,
Kelsey.
That could be a whole different debate. I'm sorry. I had to understand.
I went Super Bowl.
Way to pull the stringer.
Here
we go.
I did go Rodgers Adams myself, but let me go back. Denny, is it okay if I call you DL because I realized Denny and Kenny sounds extremely similar? All right.
DL works.
I'm going to keep it on the down low. DL, what are your top 5 picks for the NFL right now?
I thought about this and I wanted to make it a little bit personal. So let's go. Number 5 are my Cleveland Browns, the Brown Dogs. You know why? In 2007, I was there when they played the Bills, and there was 12 inches of snow in the first half, 8-0 victory. It was an awful game, but I stood outside with the Brown Dogs and all their fans in 12 inches of snow. Pittsburgh Steelers coming in at number 4 because I saw them win a Super Bowl. It was Super Bowl 40. It was a shitty Super Bowl. It was at Ford Field. Bunch of flags all over the field, but Ben was a rookie and the Rolling Stones played halftime, so I'm giving them my number 4. My number 3, Green Bay Packers, double click discount. You know why? Because Gary Gilliam was on my show with the Seattle Seahawks, and he was the one who caught that trick play touchdown that sent his team right. The Seahawks went to the Super Bowl over the Pack, and he did that dance in there, and he re-showed it for us. It was beautiful. Double click coming in. Number 2, Kansas City Chiefs. That's because I lost to Andy Reid in a punt, pass, and kick competition. He was huge. Big boy. Didn't like that guy. Last but not least, my Los Angeles Rams. Why would I not pick my Rams? We're going for the COVID trifecta. That would be Dodgers, Lakers, Rams, COVID trifecta. That's what we're gonna do.
The COVID trifecta. That's going to be the hashtag for this episode. COVID trifecta.
I'm a big fan of that, Danny.
I'm into it.
I'm in.
It's not going to be the Chargers, so it's got to be the Rams at this
It's not
point.
gonna be the Chargers.
So, all right.
It's
Thank you for
definitely
that,
not the
DL.
Chargers.
Just Paul. Who's your top 5?
Kansas City, obviously. The Saints, because like what Kenny said, that defense is coming to life, and that's a scary thought if they can get any kind of passing game going there. The Steelers are 3. We know what happened to them on Monday night or Monday afternoon. And then
Do you want to talk about it?
And let's
talk
wait for
about
that.
it later.
Wait for
We'll
that.
talk about it later.
Can't think
With
of
the
it.
NFL fucker.
Ooh.
Anyway,
Who?
number 4 is Green Bay, and number 5 is the Rams. I love defense, and the Rams have it, and we'll see what happens this weekend. I mean, if the blueprint's out, if Belichick can shut them down again or what, but right now I like Aaron Donald, and I like that defense.
We're going to get that game tomorrow night. That's going to be exciting. Steve, talk to us about your list.
All right. Well, number 1, I got to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. I
I
hate
thought
them.
you were going to say Patriots.
I hate their
I am
fans.
so glad.
I despise their fans. They're probably going to repeat. It still does not mean that Patrick Mahomes is the greatest player in the history of football. Number 2, I have the Steelers. They lost to Washington on 4 days rest. They have not had a bye week. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers. I hate defending the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I have to put them over the Saints because I don't know what Drew Brees is going to look like coming back from the biggest fucking laundry list of injuries I've ever seen a 40-year-old quarterback have in the history of fucking football.
It's a really specific list.
I know.
Yeah, a very specific fucking list.
Like there can't be a lot of names on that list.
Shut up, Kenny. Tom Brady had fucking a bunch of stitches in his hand in the AFC
moving on.
Championship
Who
in
else?
2017 when he was 40.
What you got there, Steve?
Then number 4, I'm gonna go with the Green Bay. Number 3, I got the Saints. It's the defense, and they've been playing good. I just don't know what Breeze is gonna look like. Number 4, I have the Packers. Rodgers and Adams just on a tear. I think LaFleur's cooking something good up over there. And number 5, I'm gonna go with Seattle, but I do want to touch on DL over here. Said the Browns. And everyone flipped out and anointed the Bills as like this true contender the other day because they beat a completely decimated Niners team by 10 points. The Browns just took the Titans to the fucking yard and beat the hell out of them in the first half.
Hold up. That second half wasn't good, though.
That second half wasn't
Second
good,
half
but
was
Baker,
garbage.
It was
yeah,
real
but
bad.
they fucking the way they played in that first half, they're a far better team than the fucking Buffalo Bills.
That's a different conversation. Andrew, what's your top 5?
Boy, you guys really saved this for me. Kansas City number 1. There's no one better than Patrick Mahomes in the NFL right now. Sorry, he just wins you a championship by himself. Pittsburgh still my number 2. TJ Watt's the most fun, probably 1 or 2 best defensive players on the field in the NFL right now. The Saints I've got number 3, like Steve kind of alluded to. What are you going to get out of Drew Brees when he comes back? Do you continue playing Taysom Hill? He's won you football games. Who knows what kind of conundrum they're in? But they also have Alvin Kamara. You guys keep forgetting about him. He's pretty fucking good.
And Jameis Winston.
Yeah. Why would you
kids in
interrupt me
football.
and put Jameis Winston in there? Anyway,
Why?
what? Anyways, Buffalo number 4. Defense is good. Josh Allen's cooking. They have number 1 wide receivers. Beasley's been balling out. Stephon Diggs has been balling out. That's a scary team. They got to figure it out in the run game. That's why they're so low on my charts. And then Rams and Packers. Rams have a 3-headed monster that they keep using out of the backfield. No one knows exactly what they're going to get, but Goff's cooking with Kupp and, of course, with Woods now, which is scary, and Woods has just been so consistent all year. And I've got him tied with the Packers because the Packers are good. They are very good. But here's the thing with the Packers. They are in such close games with teams that they should blow the hell out. Like they've been in close.
We're having a top 6 tonight, Andrew. Perfect.
Well, no, I'm just saying they would be tied with the Rams right now. The only thing I would say, like I said, with the Packers is the fact that they struggle against really bad teams, and I don't get it. They win, but they struggle. So in the playoffs, that's just a different beast.
Story of my life.
Argument for Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is the same problem. All right, my top 5. Number 5, Buffalo, although now I'm thinking Los Angeles Rams because I want to see COVID trifecta. Number 4, Green Bay for me. Number 3, New Orleans Saints, although with Drew Brees, hopefully Drew Brees comes back as Drew Brees and not something lesser of himself. Number 2, those Pittsburgh Steelers, had they won, I'd have them at number 1, and the Chiefs, number 1 in the NFL.
Houston Texans at number 1.
Super Bowl down, Houston Texans.
Houston Texans still have a less than 1% chance of making the playoffs. All right.
So what you're saying is,
I can't believe you suckered me into that upset last year.
There's a chance.
That hurt.
Wait. So you say sucker like they lost 42-0. They are a fumble away from winning that game. They're a fumble away from winning that game. Anyway,
still an L in the pick'em, Ernest. Still an L.
We appreciate your top 5 list, sports scientists. Let's move on. Let's talk about MVP. Who is your NFL MVP leader right now? We're going to zoom through this one. I just need your top 3. I'm going to go first. Patrick Mahomes leads my list. He's number 1 for NFL MVP. He's been playing lights out. He has been clutch. Number 2 is Ben Roethlisberger for me. That's going to shock a lot of people, but the record stands pat. The Steelers do play down to the level, but a lot of people say this, a lot of analysts say this, one-dimensional team on the offensive end. That's because you have Ben Roethlisberger's arm. Ben Roethlisberger was clutch. They are 11-1. Derrick Henry is my number 3. I did not want to pick 3 quarterbacks. I'm going to pick somebody who is leading the NFL in yards after contact, something like that. And basically the same reason I have Big Ben up there. If you don't have Derrick Henry, I don't think the Titans are even close to the record that they would have right now in the AFC South and in their schedule. So most valuable player, Derrick Henry, is almost like the James Harden talk. If you don't have James Harden, the Rockets would suck. So it's the same thing with Derrick Henry. Kenny, going to you next. What do you think about your top 3 MVP list?
Well, I want to start with my notable 7 players outside of that first. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh, no.
That's a shot at Andrew. Number 3, I've got Russell Wilson. Still 3rd in passing yards, 2nd in passing touchdowns. Seattle would not be at where they're at without him because that defense is horrendous. Number 2, I've got Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's been spectacular this year. He's only thrown a few interceptions. I don't think the Packers would be where they are without him, but it's Patrick Mahomes for me. He's 33 touchdowns, 2 picks this year. Guy's on another level. And he's torn it up against very good defenses as well. So Patrick Mahomes at number 1 for me.
Perfect. Andrew.
At number 3, I talked about the 2 best defensive players in the league. There's obviously TJ Watt, but there's Myles Garrett, who's had an absolute beast of a season on that Cleveland D. The second person I have, and we're not talking about tight ends at all, Travis Kelce is lighting it up, folks. This is something spectacular to see out of the tight end position. Him and Darren Waller have been really fun, but Kelce, love it. Mahomes, tell me that we've seen a good season like this from tight ends in forever. We have
Rob Gronkowski had 1,400 yards and
there it is. I walked into that one.
Conversation.
Here we go.
The balls were deflated.
For the sake of our ITL fans, I fucked that one up. I'm sorry. And then number 1 right now, Patrick Mahomes. He's untouchable, man.
Thank you, Andrew. Honorable mention on your list, I'm sure, was Jason Witten. Josh, who is your top 3 NFL MVP list?
He's got a touchdown.
Top 3. Number 3 is going to Josh Allen. Buffalo wouldn't be where they are without him. Number 2, and very close, he could be first, in my opinion, is Aaron Rodgers as well. He's been just elite this year. Probably the best, one of the best he's ever been since he's been in the league. And obviously number 1 is going to be Patty Mahomes. And I am going to do three quarterbacks. I don't think there's anybody as good as those 3. So.
That's okay. Thank you, Josh. Elliott, honorable mention, probably Derek Carr. Steve, what about yours? What are your top?
Nelson Aguilar.
What are your top 3?
I got 3 quarterbacks again because you guys forgetting this. It is called the MVP award. It is pretty much just a quarterback award. I got Russell Wilson, like Kenny said. That defense is one of the worst defenses that we have ever seen in the modern era. And they are still a pretty good football team just because of Russell Wilson's play. Like he was running away with it. He fell off a few weeks. That's why he's not number 1. I actually have Patrick Mahomes at number 2.
Shocking.
and I have Aaron Rodgers at number 1. The only reason that I have Rodgers
Cam
ahead of
Newton?
him is he does have 3 more total touchdowns, and he does have a far less skilled wide receiving core around him. I think
Cam Newton was number 4.
He was number 4.
with the amount of weapons that Mahomes has and having a coach like Andy Reid, when you consider that the only real threat at receiver on the Packers is Devontae Adams. And I mean, he's made Robert Tonyan look like an effective receiving threat. He's not.
Robert Tonyan has to be number 4 on your list then by.
Yeah.
I mean, Alan Lazard would have been there, but he got hurt.
MBS.
DL, give me your top
No
3.
one said Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby and Myers. I know Jacoby and Myers. They're a law firm out my way. Like when you get that's what you call it, Jacoby and Myers. Hey, so look, I get you, Steve. It is a quarterback MVP league, and I get that. Russell Wilson is my number 3 guy, and he's like that dude at your high school that starts at point guard. He's your best baseball player, and he's your quarterback that saves your ass all the time. Number 2, Patrick Mahomes. Look, I watched that guy last year, and I was lucky because I got to go to where the Chargers played at Dignity Health or whatever they call that stadium. It was only 30,000 people. And when he throws the ball, you can just see a different velocity on it than anybody else. I used to coach football. I get it. I know, like Patrick Mahomes, that guy. But for just this one time, and I don't know how many times I'm going to be on this show, so I'm going to pump my Rams. There is nobody you watch that is playing on that field that is not as solid as Aaron Donaldson. I mean, that dude, number 99, if you just, like, when the game starts, if you just watch him, it's crazy what other offenses have to do to calm him down. And then even that, he still gets through and breaks through. So when my Rams take over and do the COVID trifecta, then Aaron Donaldson will grab that MVP trophy.
It's like when you have to double team somebody that crosses half court. It's just spectacular play, right?
He's something else.
Yeah. Anyways, I have the Just Brothers and Davis to get through this segment, so let's go ahead and get you guys on there. Just Luke, top 3 NFL MVP candidates.
Yeah, I got Danger Russ at 3. I've always been a fan of it. Hey, he's dangerous, bud. And I mean,
Mr. Unlimited now.
He is. You're right. You're right.
The limited zone.
Mr. Unlimited.
Unlimited.
Mr. Wilson.
And this is not pandering, but I put Deshaun Watson at 2. If he was seriously on any other team, he would be. I mean, he carries the Texans. They go as far as he goes.
Especially if
so
they make the playoffs.
Why not?
Or
why not?
Or if they just didn't trade D-Hop. Like, I mean.
Well, my brother's best friend, Bill O'Brien, did that.
They did get a handful of magic beans back for him. So
David Johnson.
And of course, I got Patty Mahomes at number 1.
Beautiful.
Because he likes his steak extremely well done with ketchup.
Fucking monster.
Disgrace.
Davis, shock the world.
I don't know what there is to shock. I don't have Russell Wilson in my top 3 because I haven't seen Mr. Unlimited.
Because he has Josh Allen as number 1.
I haven't seen him since week 10. So Josh Allen at number 3, Aaron Rodgers at number 2, and then an island on his own, Patrick Mahomes.
Just Paul, round up this NFL segment.
Yeah, I think this year, because of the COVID and the empty stadiums, this is the year of the quarterback. These guys are calling it out. They're tagging these defenses, and that's why we're seeing the offensive explosion. So it's all quarterbacks. It's Russ, it's Rodgers, and it's Patty Mahomes.
Perfect. I think I got everybody's opinion on that one. So let's take our talents over to the hardwood, and then that'll end round 1 for everybody. But I asked our preseason mindset, who are the best 4 teams in the West, the best 4 teams in the East in the NBA preseason edition on paper. So it doesn't matter about chemistry, doesn't matter what is the most talent on the rosters. And to give him some sort of kudos to the basketball podcast on this group, I'm going to let Kenny lead this segment. He's looking around. He thinks it's him. Kenny, who are the top 4 teams in the West and the top 4 teams in the East?
Top 4 teams in the West. It's Lakers at 1, easily, adding Schroeder and Harrell. Clippers at number 2. They still have a very good roster, but they're not going to be beating the Lakers this year. Nuggets at 3. That is a very deep team with a lot of young players that are just getting better. And at number 4, I'm going to say the Houston Rockets.
Whoa, did I hear that right, Kenny?
4.
Wow. I'm shocked.
At 4.
How about East?
Out East, I've got Milwaukee at number 1 because they have the best 6'11" Greek player that plays power forward that ever won the league MVP back-to-back seasons. That's also a very small list.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's a pretty specific.
Are his
list
brothers
right there.
outing him?
That was a shot at Steve. Brooklyn at 2, very deep team. There may be chemistry issues, but they do not lack talent. Miami at number 3. They just went to the NBA Finals last year with young pieces that are getting better. And the Boston Celtics are at number 4. They will be semifinals and out.
I don't even know if Giannis is the best player in his family. He doesn't even have a ring. All right, Steve, what about you? Who's the top 4 in the East and the top 4 in the West?
Can't believe it. After Kenny takes a shot at the Celtics, I start mine off with the Lakers are the number 1 team in the West. That is not up for debate. You're an idiot if you say otherwise. Number 2, it's the Clippers. Just on paper, like Kenny said. Number 3, I'm gonna go with the Nuggets just because of the way they finished off in the bubble last year. I think they're gonna keep that rolling. And assuming that James Harden is not gonna be on the team, then I think I have to put the Mavs over the Rockets. For the East, it's Milwaukee. And then it's Brooklyn until Kyrie discovers that Steve Nash is not a flat earther. And then it's all over, dude. It's all over. It's all downhill from there.
Don't disrespect Canada like that.
Yeah, man. We got a couple on here, all right? Respect that boy.
I will put the Miami.
We love our maple syrup and we love Steve Nash. Don't you dare go down that road.
I will put the Miami Heat at number 3 because they did just go to the NBA Finals last year, and they did beat the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics are number 4, but I have to point out that Kenny said they're going to be a semifinals and out team. They have been projected to lose in the first round every year for the last 5 years, and they have made 3 out of the last 4 conference finals. So keep picking them to lose in the first round. Please. Thank you.
I said semifinals. So you guys win in the first round.
So they can almost get
and
there.
And then you lose.
Take a girl home.
You almost get there. Andrew, who are your top 4 teams in each conference?
Ernest, we do better than you. What are you talking?
All right, let's start.
I think Tatum has more conference finals appearances than Harden.
We'd have to look that one up. That's not
sure about that.
To his 3-year career.
You did better than us. What round did you
James Harden has been to the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What round did the Celtics lose in?
The conference finals. What round did you lose in?
What was it? What was the score? It was 4.
What? I'm sorry. Did the Rockets make the conference finals?
Did you lose Andrew, to the eventual champions?
Yeah, I'm fired.
All right, Andrew, go ahead.
All right, let's do this. In the West, here we go. Lakers, obviously number 1. They're going to repeat this year. Not a doubt in my mind. Clippers, Nugs, and Houston Rockets at 4. Although all this James Harden bullshit is a little concerning for my pick at number 4. We'll wait on that. That's a topic for later. The Milwaukee Bucks in the East, number 1. They're just so strong, man. The Nets at 2. Egos aside, we got to see what kind of ball they can play as a team. The Heat, obviously number 3. And I am giving love to my fucking boys because none of you guys will put respect on the MVP coach, Nick Nurse, baby. Coach of the year, the Raptors 4 spot. Let's go. Can't sleep on him.
Josh Elliott, back that up.
Oh, they're obviously going to be number 1 on my list. But, I mean, I'm not a big hardwood guy, hey? So I'm just going to give you my quick 4. I'm more of a line spread, over-under kind of guy when it comes to the NBA. But, anyway, West, Lakers, 2, Clippers. Obviously, I think Clippers are going to have a down year. 3, I'm actually going to go with Utah. I think they're going to surprise some people. 4, Denver. East, Bucks. 2, Brooklyn. 3, Raps, baby. And then 4, I'm going with Boston. I think Heat are going to have a disappointing year this year.
Even Josh put Boston in his top 4?
Yeah.
Josh hates the Celtics.
I'm shocked right now.
I wouldn't go that far.
I have them at 5, to be honest.
DL, who do you have?
Oh, come on now. Y'all got to start in the East, and I hope you don't mind, Ducky. if I go backwards in my rankings, I used to do that when I was a history teacher and I'd hand back out quizzes to all my kids. I'll be like, and coming in last place, and I would hand that off. And then, some girl named Olivia would always come in first. All right, let's start in the East, baby. Number 5, Brooklyn. I think they're going to do okay. Number 4, Toronto. I like that coach too. Number 3, the Heat. They got that metal that they have built in the bubble. I like it. 2, the Bucks. And guess who the Bucks are meeting in the Eastern Conference Finals? Guess who's going to the NBA Finals to meet my Lakers? The frickin' Celtics. That's who. I do. I respect them. I respect
like
the Celtics.
this guy,
I know
dude.
I know what Arbach did,
Oh, no.
building that franchise where nobody could move away and they built all their titles, but they will come back and get to those NBA Finals. Going out west, number 5, the Jazz. Why are they called the Jazz? Because they're from frickin' New Orleans. They really ought to stop that because in Utah, I don't think they have Jazz. Number 4, the Mavericks. I like the Mavericks and their weirdo owner. I think I like where they're going with this. Number 3 is the Nuggets. Number 2, the Clippers. The Clippers are going to come back because Jerry West was just sitting here telling me he didn't like Doc Rivers. Didn't like him one bit. He told me that off camera. He wouldn't say it while I was interviewing him. Number 1, number 18. That banner is coming. My Los Angeles
You
Lakers.
paid for it and you got it.
That's right. Yeah, damn it, we did. But we'll take it.
Just Luke.
Yeah, so we're just gonna rifle right through this because
I'm
the nubile at this whole thing. So Bucks at number 1, Nets at number 2, Heat at 3, Celtics at 4, Lakers at 1, Clips at 2, my Suns at 3, and the Nuggets at 4.
Oh, I like the homerism, bro.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like that. Just Paul.
Out east, I like I'm the Nets at 1, the Bucks at 2, the Heat at 3, and the Celtics at 4. Out west, I like the Lakers. I like the Clips. I like the Nuggets. And shout out to Will Latham, Luca, and the Mavs.
Little Maverick, baby.
The Maverick, Will Latham.
Davis Cordova.
Well, I've been waiting, 10 minutes watching this crazy college basketball game. Anyways, so in the East, number 4, he said talent-wise. 76ers. Shout out to Graham. 76ers number 4.
God.
Number 4. Number 3 is the Celtics. Number 2 is the Nets. Number 1's the Bucks. I honestly think the Bucks and the Nets are interchangeable. I went with the Bucks just because they had the better record last year. And then out in the West, number 4 is the Suns. DeAndre Ayton, dark horse for Defensive Player of the Year. Watch out for that. Number 3 is the Clippers. They really didn't do anything in the offseason, so they dropped a spot. And number 2, the Nuggets. The Nuggets, watch out. They could be a threat to the Lakers later in the year. And then number 1 is the Oklahoma City. No, I'm kidding. It's the Los Angeles Lakers.
Let me go ahead and give you my list now so you guys can understand what the real list should be. Let's start off in the NBA Eastern Conference. So we'll start off with number 4 in the least, tied at number 4, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat, because I feel like they have the exact same roster talent-wise. 76ers at number 3, Boston Celtics at number 2, and the Brooklyn Nets at number 1.
Wow.
When you have
really banking on that.
Can we discuss this?
I absolutely, talent-wise, believe the Nets have the most talented Eastern Conference roster. In the West, shout out to the Mavericks because they are 5th, but they would be 4th if James Harden is still making it rain at strip clubs and not the three-point line.
Hot wings, baby.
Then I have the Mavericks at number 4, but right now I have the Rockets at 4 talent-wise. They have the 4th most talented roster in the West. Clippers at 3. The Nuggets are deeper than the Clippers, although the Clippers have a more talented starting roster. The Nuggets are deeper. Nuggets at 2, and of course, Los Angeles Lakers at 1, but they will not repeat. All right, so that ends our first round segment. And Ashley, who is this brought to us by?
This one is brought to us by Living My Best Cigar Life. Are you guys into cigars? Check out the latest to the game. LivingMyBestCigarLife.com. Over 1,500 premium cigars, humidors, gift sets, name brand accessories, and monthly specials. Check out their Facebook, Living My Best Cigar Life, and their Twitter, My Best Cigar Life. And when ordering, sure to use My Best Cigar Life in all caps for a $10 discount. And don't just live your life, live your best cigar life.
Thank you very much, Ashley. That's a
Nice.
commercial break coming up. Let's go to round 2, our famous NFL Pick'em. It's going to be a quick one. Says them always. Right after this commercial break.
That's hilarious, Ernest.
That's the bell. We're going to round 2, our famous NFL Pick'em. We have DL with us. We have our sports scientists ready and geared up. Let's start off with the Thursday night game, which is New England traveling to the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams 5-point favorites at home. Might as well start with the two gentlemen who are going to argue the most on this. DL, who do you have in this game, and do the Rams cover?
Easy breezy, and the Rams cover. My Los Angeles Rams will easily cover on the 5-point spread.
Thank you, DL. Steve, who do you have in this game?
Can you say 10-6, and I'll see you boys wild card weekend.
Oh my God.
We ain't losing.
Next
I'm sorry, we
year.
ain't losing again. Rest of
Here
the way,
we
they're
go.
figuring it out.
But
10-6.
no good in the
I'll
hood
see
and
you-
Inglewood.
I will see
Inglewood.
you boys wild card weekend.
Oh my God. Mark, put in that clip of playoffs. Talk about playoffs?
We got a
Mark
whole new
doesn't
game
even know
going in
that
Inglewood
clip.
now. That's the thing. It's it's Inglewood. So it's up to no good in the hood and Inglewood, and we got that going for us now, and that's going to make a big difference.
DL just
Yeah, but I mean,
Tupac. You are my favorite now. Let's go.
Now, because we're talking Patriots football, I did mention earlier, but the Steve Reisner burner account did mention the Patriots' future, and I would be remiss to not share what they had to say. So let's go ahead and hear what.
I don't even know if I want to have my headphones on for this.
Here we go.
The Eagles have fallen into the trap. This is the Steve Reisner burner account. The Eagles will send Carson Wentz for literally nothing over to the Patriots. And the Patriots will revive Carson Wentz's career. He'll become MVP next year.
So a little bit of the future from the
Wait,
burner account.
Is Luke Stansfield the burner account?
I don't know. I really don't know who the burner account is.
Fuck, is it Luke?
Carson Wentz is going to be a Patriot. That's your future, but I don't know if you're going to make the playoffs this
Probably
year.
not.
Wow.
That's a
I don't know.
Wow.
Hot take. Josh, who do you have?
This has been a tough one for me. I've been back and forth on it. Like, is New England good? Are they bad? And then they're good now.
They play to the team they're playing. That's just
fuck. I'm going with the Rams. They're not gonna fool me this time. Take the Rams 5.5.
I'm taking the Rams to win and cover this game as well. Just Paul.
This is very interesting because I want to know if Jared Goff has PTSD in this one. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just get against those teams and it's just a matchup thing. But Aaron Donald's just too much up front. They're not going to be able to run the ball, and putting the ball into Cam's hands to throw it is not a good recipe. But I still think it's going to be a close game. Give me the under in this one, and I'll take the Patriots to cover the 5.
Perfect. So Los Angeles Rams to win but not cover. Just Luke, you're up next.
I've been rolling with the Patriots for Steve the last 2 weeks, and they've paid me handsomely.
Yes.
But I'm rolling with the Rams this week. Let's go.
I'm gonna take that as a cover. Kenny.
I'm going to take the Rams to win this game and cover. Patriots are only going 1-3 the rest of the way.
Wow. Andrew.
Boy, you
are really trolling today, dude. You are really trolling today.
Damn, Kenny cooking over there.
It's trolling Wednesday, fellas.
Yeah, he started at
6:30 this morning, Saskatchewan.
In my morning shit, Kenny's trolling people.
Man, last week Bill Belichick just proved that he is the greatest coach, but he also faced a rookie quarterback. So I like Goff in this game. Like I said, I think the Rams got a lot going on. Give me the Rams, but if you make they'll take the cover.
All right, Davis.
Who do you think I have? Give me the Rams.
He's never going to pick the Patriots. We all know
I'm
that.
not. And I'm 6-6. It's better than you. Okay. Give me the Rams. Actually,
the
no, it's
Patriots
not,
could be undefeated, and he'd be like, "Nah, dude, they suck."
okay.
Ashley, I'm going to ask you once. Are you going to pick them this week?
First mute of the week.
Hey,
Dead.
Ernest, I will say this. I wouldn't be shocked.
Oh,
I
she's
wouldn't
back.
be shocked if the Jets beat the Patriots in week 17.
Oh my fucking
Wow.
god! Oh my fucking
Stir the
god!
pot some more.
Oh my
I
god!
didn't
I'm
do
gonna
my
hit Davis when I
homework
meet
this
him.
week, Ernest.
Okay, we'll keep you out.
I'll
Then.
be
We'll
back
keep you out
next
then.
week.
You got it. Let's talk about those Kansas City Chiefs that we've talked about so much. They are the featured game for Sunday. Kansas City 7-point favorites against the Miami Dolphins in Miami. I think this is going to be a very good game and closer than what most people might think of. Steve probably disagrees, but let's start this off with Andrew. Who do you have in this game?
Boy, I will say, like, Kansas City struggled mightily against a decent defense against Denver, and Miami has a pretty damn good defense. So, Miami with the upset because they need to win this game.
Andrew goes with the upset, Miami. Kenny.
Chiefs win, but don't cover.
Kenny's going with the most consistent pick, which is Kansas City not covering. Davis looks distraught right now.
I really want to take that Dolphins.
Since last week they were going to win by 1 million.
Yeah. That...
Give me the Chiefs to win, but the Dolphins to cover. It's at 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Luke.
Chiefs win, don't cover.
Steve.
Chiefs win, but I can't take them to cover that.
Paul.
Chiefs win, and they do cover.
Oof. DL.
10.
Oh, go ahead,
Kansas
Paul.
City is so good they don't even go to video review anymore. Like they score touchdowns and they don't even need to review them. They're like, whatever. And the other thing is, here's the thing about the Dolphins.
Review them.
What the Dolphins fucked it all up. They used to have a cool dolphin logo with a helmet on the dolphin, and then they changed it. So fuck them. Kansas City covers.
I like this guy.
What did your Rams do?
Gosh.
Yeah, they did. They changed some shit, but it's kind of cool. The next logo is kind of
I
legit.
like the new logo.
It is pretty good. It's pretty good.
Josh, who you got, player?
Yeah, I'll go Chiefs to win, but they don't cover.
I'm going to take the Chiefs to win and not cover as well. I think it's going to be a really good game. Might be the game I watch, very intently for playoff implications. Let's go to that football team. They're going to play San Francisco at home. San Francisco, surprisingly, in my opinion, 3-point favorites in this game. And I will start this off. I'm taking the Washington football team to win this game and pull the upset. I'll be the first one to pick them. And I'll go to Josh next.
The disrespect after they beat the undefeated Steelers, eh? Upset for sure with the football team. I'm taking them.
Andrew.
Yeah, I'm going with the football team. That defense is scary good. I said it last week. I'll say it again.
Davis.
Football team.
Kenny.
Football team.
Steve.
I'm going to take the football team, and I fucking hate calling them the football team.
Got another year of doing it, buddy.
I guess it's right to the point. No one's going to ask what a football team is.
That's true. And then they look up the soccer team. Denny.
Well, what's up with the whole football team? What about Vikings? Very offensive. What about the Fighting Irish? That's my people. With their bulls. Come on. What about Cowboys? Highly offensive.
What about the Chiefs and the Chief Wahoo and the Tomahawk?
There you go.
Shit.
If you name your team after a color, you might have some legs. Animal, they're coming for the animals next. All right. That said, those 49ers, highly racist, by the way. 49ers, highly racist. If you got a pick and you're like digging out gold, highly racist. I'm going with the Washington football team to cover.
Perfect. Paul.
I feel like this is just like a super trap, but I'm going to take the football team. Be very careful betting this game.
Sweet pick alert, though. So we're guaranteeing this pick if Luke
I'm not
goes with the
guaranteeing it.
Washington football team.
Look here,
First of
if you're
all,
gonna
we ain't
guarantee-
guaranteed shit.
Do not bet on this game. I will not be held liable for your poor
I'm gonna
decision.
say what my brother.
Guaranteed sweet pick of the week right here.
I am going to tell you what my brother says. If you bet this game, you need a fucking CAT scan. Give me the Washington foosball team.
We have a sweet pick alert on ITL Washington football team to get the upset. We guarantee that pick.
Ernest,
There is no guarantee on that.
It's going to be in the post just because you guys are fighting this.
Listen, remember Tommy Boy how he won't put a guarantee on the box?
Change mine so it's
That's
not a
me.
sweep.
I don't put guarantees on the bets.
If you would have told me at the beginning of the season that there would be a sweep pick for the football team over the 49ers, I'd say you're insane.
Yeah, you're crazy. You're
I'll
absolutely
guarantee
crazy.
the point spread. There you go.
There you go. Perfect.
Take the under.
Pittsburgh trying to avoid their first losing streak of the season, going to Buffalo. Buffalo 2.5-point favorites. Let's start this with the Steeler men. Just Paul, who do you have in this game?
I mean, honestly, I have to see the injury report. If we don't have Steven Nelson or Joe Hayden, then give me the Bills. I mean, that defense is absolutely decimated. They look absolutely exhausted, and I don't know. I don't know what to expect, honestly.
Okay, but if those players are playing, you're picking Pittsburgh?
Yeah. If we have our secondary, then give me Pittsburgh.
Okay, you need to get me updates on that later on. Just Luke.
It was a very sad day. It's in Steeler Nation the other day.
It's okay.
Quite
in West Virginia, right?
Gruesome. You know what, Davis? I don't need your shit today. Okay. All right. But I'm taking the Bills because no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
The way you say it sounds so sad.
Yeah, I did. No one circle like Eeyore over there.
It's Eeyore. I guess I can come play today.
I'm taking Bills Mafia to win and cover. Davis, who do you have in this game?
Luke said it perfectly. No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. So give me the Bills and to cover.
DL.
Yeah, that circle the wagons also highly questionable. I'm just going to go with my Buffalo Bills. You know why? Because for 10 years, I was an athletic director in Brentwood, California. Guess who lived there? O.J. Simpson. Need I say more? Buffalo Bills going to cover.
You know, O.J. Simpson could really run.
What's that?
Have you ever personally met O.J.?
I did.
Oh, that's awesome. You're like number one in my life now.
I did.
You didn't own a white Bronco.
Were playing, and he
have a white Bronco.
Yeah, he didn't. You know.
Did you shake his hand?
I did because his kid played on one of my against one of my teams.
Was it swollen? Did the glove fit?
It didn't. At the time, he hadn't done any killing. You know, when I was the athletic director at the school in Brentwood, I would tell people when I would travel, and I would be like, "Yeah, I'm at the school." Archer School for Girls, all girls school in Brentwood, California. You know where OJ did his killing, and that always like killed the conversation. Talk about killing. Everybody go, "Oh, that's great. Okay, I'm gonna go over here."
Yeah, they're like, on to the next one. On to the next one.
So the Buffalo Bills. Let's go with Josh.
He's never having me back on this show.
No, let's go with Josh on this one.
Wow, we went off on the rails a little bit there. You know what? Every time we talk about Pittsburgh and anything that Luke or Paul goes, I always go the opposite. So I'm taking Pittsburgh to win this game.
There you go.
He's taking Pitt. That's our first Pitt pick. That's funny.
And
Steve.
let I remind you, I picked them to lose last week. I don't know if anybody knew that, but I picked them to lose last week.
You did, Josh. You did.
I'm taking.
You want a cookie?
I'm taking Pittsburgh. They're going to be pissed off after that, and Buffalo's. They're going to get to the point where they think they can just coast because everyone's anointing them. That they're going to make it. To the AFC Championship, and they're going to stop losing these games so the Patriots can make the wild card. This is how it all plays out.
Oh, I don't even know why I asked. Kenny.
Feel like enough has been said about O.J. Simpson. Fucking like 7 documentaries in 2 years about that
Kenny,
guy.
Let's
cool it, guys. I am taking Pitt to win this game because James Conner will be back, and I think that's going to be huge for them.
Andrew, round us up.
Yeah, that defense is super banged up for Pittsburgh right now, like losing Dupree. Give me Pitt to win.
He is taking Pitt to win.
So,
Dio, you're
let me
always
get this
welcome on the
straight.
show.
So the Pittsburgh fans take Buffalo,
Right.
and all you guys take Pittsburgh.
I took Buffalo, so
I'm a Josh Allen.
Have you ever expected me to take Buffalo in my life or
I
anything?
always tread lightly.
We had
The only reason why
Dustin Lane could be starting at cornerback, kids.
I know, but the only reason why I'm taking Pittsburgh,
He's like number 7 corner.
Jesus, I got attacked there after making my pick. The only reason why I took them, I think their offense is much more balanced. That's all. That's it. If Connor's back, it makes a difference. So it's
Beasley's gonna go off against that secondary.
Buffalo's gonna go up 2 touchdowns, and then Big Ben's gonna start slinging it in the second half.
That offensive line is soft.
He can't sling it in the second half.
I love Josh's mime of slinging it.
Well, it's a tad frozen from the freezer he's calling us.
What are you, Philip Rivers?
Is that Phil Riv? Pull out, bro.
More like down here.
Pull out.
I mean, light something on fire, Josh.
Josh is a roll.
Let's get to the
down here.
Let's get to the last primetime game. Baltimore 1-point favorites on the road against Cleveland. They're 1-point favorites on the road. The disrespect to Cleveland. I'll just start it off. I'm taking Cleveland to win this game outright. They're going to win this game by 2 scores. I'm going to you, Davis. Who do you have in this game?
I still hate Baker Mayfield. Give me the Rams. I mean, the Ravens.
Oh, taking the Rams.
Give me whoever is playing the Browns.
Like it.
Give me whoever is playing the Browns because
I still hate Baker
hate
Mayfield.
them.
They're going to tie. All right, Kenny, who do you have?
Baltimore.
He's taking the Ratbirds. Andrew.
Browns.
Browns, easy pick. And Luke.
Ratbirds.
He's
in
going
the mistake
Baltimore.
by the lake.
You guys are Dallas made them look too good. You guys are going crazy. Steve.
I'm gonna take the Brownies because everything is proceeding exactly as I have foreseen.
Everything is proceeding exactly as you foreseen.
I think Steve's on point.
Well, you know what, Steve? Your burner account said something as well about this game. So let's go ahead and tune in. What does Steve Reisner's burner truly say about what Steve really feels?
Hello, this is Steve Reisner's burner account. And I'm back to send a special message. The Ravens. They will be undefeated through the rest of the season. And Lamar Jackson will be your MVP. John Harbaugh. the coach here.
Wow, so Steve Reisner he's predicting that the Ravens are going to win out the rest of the year.
You guys know that's not me. I've never said a good word about a Harbaugh, and I never will.
What strategy?
If I say something good about a Harbaugh,
it's been
call
recorded,
the FBI because I've been kidnapped.
It's been recorded. I just heard it.
We just heard it. Facts.
It sounded just like you.
Luke Stanfield is fucking with everyone.
So we have gone around the sports scientists. We are now at Luke. It's now at Luke. That Luke is a new burner. Paul, I'm going to get your take on Baltimore, Cleveland.
Give me the Ratbirds to win this game.
God.
If you haven't been paying attention and you don't think the NFL is stacking the deck for the Ravens to make the playoffs, then you're crazy.
He beat the
You had a live COVID test with a guy on the field
hugging everybody
after you suspended the game long enough to get Lamar Jackson back on it. And if you guys don't think that, then you know what I mean? I don't know what to tell you.
Shout out to Fox for still playing the Des Bryant highlight feature.
Yeah. Good job, clowns. You ever think about giving up? Yeah, I just tweeted 5 minutes ago that I quit.
And I'm having wine.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't canceled the game, so
yeah,
that's the only thing that matters.
You're absolutely right. DL, who do you have in this game?
Tweets of Des Bryant hugging people, but they haven't canceled the game.
Quote the Raven Nevermore. I love that Baltimore brought us the wire, but they're going down in this one. The Browns are going to cover my Brown dog. Give it to them.
Josh, wrap us up for against the spread picks.
Yeah, this is the fraud game of the week. I'm biting my tongue when I say this, but I have to take the Browns.
Let's go.
It's a good pick, Josh. It's a good pick.
Oh,
Did you say frog insurance or fraud insurance?
Fraud.
Is the fraud.
Frog insurance is important.
I can't talk about my teeth are just shivering right now.
That's what I'm saying. Light the can. Light the
All right,
trash can
guys.
like a true
You know
hobo.
what round 2 wrap up is. It is Fire Round Central. Let's try to do this by 9 p.m. It's not going to happen. Let's try to do it. Dallas, 3.5-point favorites on the road against those tough Cincinnati Bengals. Josh, who do you got?
Dallas.
DL.
Cowboys.
I am taking the Dallas Cowboys to win this game as well. Paul.
Cowboys.
Steve.
I'll take the Cowboys.
Luke.
Cowboys because Andy Dalton's going home.
Davis.
This is shout out to Dre because he's having internet problems, but this is the snoozer of the week. Give me the Cowboys.
Going Cowboys. Andrew.
Not a fucking chance I'll ever take the Cowboys again. Give me the fucking
Wow.
go whoever plays them the rest of the year. I am done with this team. The biggest frauds in the goddamn NFL.
Wow.
Till
Hey,
Sunday.
Joe,
They're 3-9. I don't know how fraudulent you can
There
get
goes a
with the
sweep
backup
pick. I
quarterback.
hate to hear what he thinks about the Vikings. Kenny.
Hey, DL, welcome to Andrew's weekly meltdown from high of Cowboys to low of Cowboys to high.
Boys,
I like it. I like it.
Kenny's taking the Cowboys.
Cincy.
He's taking Cincy. Oh, wow. What a hater.
That's one game.
I was legitimately going to take them, and I thought I'd be the only one.
Bernard is going to rush for 300 yards this game.
I hope so. I'm starting him.
Allen.
Houston,
I hope so
1.5-point
for
favorites on the road against those struggling Chicago Bears. I think they're on a 6-game skid or something like that. Kenny, you're up first in this one.
What was the game?
Houston, Chicago, at Soldier Field.
Chicago.
Andrew.
Give me a pissed off Deshaun Watson, Houston.
Davis.
Deshaun Watson. Not the Texans. Deshaun Watson.
Luke.
Texans.
Steve.
I hate this game, but I gotta take the Texans because of how Deshaun Watson's playing. And
2 Texas teams. Paul.
Texans.
I am going the Houston Texans. DL.
I get it. The Texans are named after some terrific law enforcement people, but they're playing like one of the few times that they're going to be playing in a cold environment. I'm going with Memorial Field and the Bears. Soldier Field, sorry.
That's all right. Josh.
Bears.
So the sweep pick twice has been ruined on the last 2 picks, but that's okay. The only one we've guaranteed so far for our
we
listeners
do not
is the
guarantee
Washington
anything.
football team.
Guaranteed.
I am very excited about that game. All right.
Steven's quality control.
Denver visits Carolina. Carolina 3.5-point favorites, knowing that Christian McCaffrey is back for this game.
Ooh.
But it is questionable still because he did tweak an injury in practice today. All right, so Denver goes to Carolina, starting with Josh.
Christian McCaffrey's not playing this week. Give me Denver.
Denver is the first pick out of the gate. DL.
Denver.
Denver's the second pick. Paul.
Panthers.
He's going Carolina. Steve.
I'm gonna take the Panthers.
Luke.
Give me Teddy Ball game and the Panthers.
Davis.
Teddy Two Hands.
Andrew.
Give me Denver.
Kenny.
I'm just going to throw away my lead, Denver.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy. I'm still undecided on this game. I'm going to go with Denver in this game. I think they're going to win it, and for no particular reason other than if Christian McCaffrey's not playing, Denver's going to win. Arizona.
Can we all agree that Carolina just needs to sit Christian McCaffrey for the rest of the year so that boy plays healthy next year?
Yeah.
Absolutely. 'cause I have Mike
Carolina
Davis on
doesn't
my
have
leagues.
DJ Moore or Samuel this week.
Samuel either.
They got Robbie Anderson. Don't worry. They're all good.
Oh, I'm hopeful.
Solid.
I'm hopeful. About goddamn time he shows up again.
Arizona goes to the New York Football Giants. This one starts off with Kenny.
Arizona.
Andrew.
Give me the Giants.
Oh.
Davis.
What do you? Oh, and they just beat the Seahawks.
You went against Dallas and then also went with the Giants and you went with Washington. You going to take the Eagles against the Saints? Traitor.
The Giants just embarrassed the Seahawks. How can you say never mind. We're not.
Well, that's because Colt McCoy's not starting. Thank you, Davis.
Daniel Jones is playing.
Luke.
What was this?
Fired up over here.
Cardinals, Giants, 2-point spread.
Well,
Cardinals
hopefully Arizona gets their shit together. Arizona.
Steve.
I'm going to take Arizona, but keep an eye on Kyler Murray's shoulder. DeAndre Hopkins has not been running deep routes the last few weeks. I think Kyler is starting to be limited because of that shoulder injury.
And he's got Bradbury on him.
Paul.
The Cardinals need it more. I just give me the Cards.
The Giants are not starting Colt McCoy this week, so give me the Cardinals. DL.
Yeah, the shoulder's gone. The Giants win the pennant.
Josh.
Danny Two Nickels.
That's awesome. Give me the Cards.
All right, Josh, going right back to you. Tennessee going to Jacksonville.
Tennessee, obviously.
Is anybody picking Jacksonville in this game?
No.
I don't even think Jacksonville's picking Jacksonville.
No.
Okay.
Hey, take them to cover. Take them to cover.
Hey,
I don't even think.
Hey, hold on.
Jacksonville.
I will guarantee that Jacksonville loses.
This is
And
our
that's the
second
BCMG
guaranteed
guarantee of the
sweep
week.
pick.
That's
Of
we
the
did not
week.
guarantee the first.
It's our second guaranteed
guaranteed.
pick.
How good are they going to look with fucking Justin Fields at quarterback next year, though?
Yep, I agree. Minnesota goes to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay 6.5-point favorites at home, coming off the bye. I'll ask this straight up: anybody picking Minnesota?
Oh boy,
No.
That's
I
going to
really
be our.
want to.
That's going to be our third sweep pick. Is
And
anybody doing
Vikings
it?
and Pirates are both highly racist. I'm just saying. I don't.
Are.
All right, so that's our third sweep pick of the night, and that's exciting stuff right there. Tampa Bay is another guaranteed pick for us on the money line. 6.5 points, those are a lot of points, especially with Dalvin Cook. Spread-wise, are we mixed on that? Anybody guaranteeing the spread?
I'm mixed on that.
I'll take the spread on that. I don't know. I think Tampa's just a more talented team.
Okay, all right, that's good advice. Indianapolis goes
Minnesota
to
wins outright.
Are you serious, Kenny?
Holy
And then he has
shit.
computer issues?
Conveniently freezes as he says that because his computer knows it's bullshit.
He just pulled his internet cord. I'm not going to change it till I get
He
confirmation.
literally just leaned back and pulled his internet cord.
Yep. Indy goes to Las Vegas. Indianapolis 3-point favorites on the road. I'll start this one off with Josh.
Give me the Colts.
Perfect. DL.
Yeah, so all the Raider fans, they can't go like crowd my plane and be obnoxious and fly on Southwest to go see their team. So I'm taking Indy.
I'm taking Indy as well. They're going to be pissed. Paul.
I struggled with this one. I feel like it's kind of a trappy game, but I'm going to go with the Colts because I've liked the Colts all year. I'm just going to stick with it.
Gotcha. Steve.
I'm going to take the Raiders because, once again, I will see you guys wild card weekend.
Oh, my God.
Luke.
Got a guarantee.
This is some kind of like Rube fucking Goldberg machine he has going over here with this fucking playoff.
Maybe the fighting Jet Folks for the win.
Gotcha. Davis.
Raiders lose.
Scared the shit out of me. Andrew.
Oh, I just had a mild fucking heart attack on the play. Give me the Raiders because they need to keep up in the hunt and they really need this game.
Kenny, I see you're back after your internet cord pull.
Hey, superior internet, Canadian. Superior internet.
My internet's so bad I had to hotspot it off my phone and it still failed. So yeah, that's how my night's going.
Are you access?
Colts are gonna win that game.
Were you serious about your mini pick?
Yeah.
Oh
wow.
I gotta say, I love how everyone on this show is somewhere completely different. We're broadcasting from all around the world, and we all have bad internet.
Yeah, it doesn't fail. It just
And
shows that we're all cheap
no
asses.
fucking heat in the basement either here.
I'm not going to ask the question for this next game because it's Seattle Jets, unless Kenny's choosing the Jets, which his hotspot's going out again. But I'm going to guess everybody's going to pick Seattle in this game. I'm going to ask you, do you guarantee the 14 points?
Nope.
Yeah.
Jets covering that.
Yeah, Jets are covering that.
Seattle couldn't even score 14.
I do got to jump in here and say I had a drunken night with Joe Namath one time at a charity event for that school I worked for, and it was before he tried to kiss or
That's
make
the guy right there. That's
sidelines. And Joe Namath is a gas. That's all I got to say.
When we have the live event, we need DL in Texas.
Yeah,
and Joe Namath.
And
yeah.
Joe Namath. Yes.
Yes.
Fuck yeah, Joe Namath.
Jerry West and OJ Simpson.
A lot of scotch and a lot of inappropriate talk about people in the room. It was fantastic.
Perfectly fine.
That's
We're perfectly
totally
okay with
fine
that.
with me.
DL, you are officially invited to the Taquito Express live
Yes.
event for ITL.
Yes.
That's what
We'll
I was
send-
angling
We
for.
will send you the invitation. Atlanta goes against the Chargers. Atlanta on the road. Josh, who do you have in this game?
I mean, why do you even go to me? You know I'm going with the Falcons.
Yeah, that's true. I don't even know why I asked. DL.
I want to support my hometown Chargers because I like Herbert. I think he's a good quarterback, but I got to go with the Dirty Birds.
Perfect. Paul.
Falcons are turning it around. Give me the Falcons.
Steve.
I'll take the Dirty Birds.
Miles would be laughing. Luke.
Give me the ATL with the best wings and strip clubs in America.
JH13 approved.
Remind
Hell
everyone,
yeah, brother.
once we can go to Atlanta, that's our exclusive Magic City Wings.
Yep.
We'll be there.
Done.
Yep. We're going to get to the bottom of the situation for the American public.
We are live from the strip club. Betty's on right now.
I have wing takes for the American working people because that's what I am and that's who I care about.
Exactly. There's a rumor that's slightly biased. We'll have a podcast that night.
Yep.
Fourth one.
Sponsored by Thrive Fantasy. Davis.
I don't know who to pick because these two teams can't keep a fourth quarter lead. So whoever has the lead will lose the game. So give me the Falcons.
Gotcha. Andrew.
Anthony Lynn gets fired at the end of the season. Go Falcons.
Kenny.
Hot wings are not on special. Chargers.
I am taking the Chargers as well. They've got to win one, right? I've lost 3 in a row with them, so they've got to win one.
Green Bay to Anthony Lynn.
Green Bay visiting Detroit. Green Bay on the road, 7.5-point favorites. Going to start with Kenny.
Green Bay by 1 million.
Andrew.
Green Bay. Maybe
Davis.
500,000.
Packers, but the Lions cover.
Steve.
I'm going to take the Packers.
I'm taking the Packers. Paul.
The Packers, but please, sweet 7-pound, 9-ounce baby Jesus, let Kenny Galladay play this week.
He didn't make practice today. Just a heads up.
Yeah.
How much baby Jesus weighs?
Fucking me in the ass.
He's fucking 5 weeks straight now.
DL.
Double click discount. Packers.
He's taking the Packers. Josh.
That line's 7.5.
7.5 right now.
Jesus. Yeah, give me the Packers.
All right. That is another sweet pick for ITL. I have lost count. I think we're at 6. Oh, thanks, Luke. I already put that for you. All right. New Orleans visiting the Philadelphia Eagles. We already heard what the burner account thinks about Carson Wentz, but Jalen Hurts is under center against those New Orleans Saints. So New Orleans, 7-point favorites visiting the city of brotherly love. Let's wrap this one up. Josh.
Give me the Saints, but Philly covers.
DL.
Fly, Eagles, fly. I'm going with my Eagles. They're going to take care of business.
Taking New Orleans by 35. Paul.
I hope that I don't wish on anybody, but to send this kid out against this defense this week with
so
that fucking line, you're a dumbass, Peterson. You're so dumb. Give me the Saints by 2 touchdowns.
Steve.
I am going to take the Saints because again, Peterson, you're a dumbass. And the Eagles have, if Hurts plays good, the Eagles have fucked themselves because they have $59.2 million in dead cap space if Carson Wentz is not an Eagle next year.
He's gone.
Luke.
I hope Philadelphia gives up on Carson Wentz because he can come to this side of the state.
Yeah.
I'm completely fine with it. But give me the Saints. And Taysom Hill will throw touchdown passes. We did see it last week. He can throw touchdown passes.
He threw a lot better than we said he did.
Davis.
Yeah. For some weird reason, the Eagles always cover, but the Saints go marching.
Andrew, I know you're picking Philly. Kenny.
What?
Just kidding. You picked everybody else besides the
I will
Cowboys.
say this. I will say this. I'm very excited to see Jalen Hurts. I think I agree with Paul's statement, though. Putting him against his defense in his first game is the most fucked decision you could make. Yeah, Saints win.
You're excited to see a rival team's QB play?
Shut up, Kenny. What do we have? We have Andy Dalton next.
I don't watch the Cowboys.
Kenny, wrap it up, Kenny. He's taking the Saints. That wraps up NFL Pick'em.
I am
And that is round 2 in the books. We thank you
You're
guys
hurt?
for surviving NFL Pick'em. And who is this brought to you by? That is right. It was Taquito Express, which you heard about just a little while ago. All you can eat tacos for $7.99. All you can eat, freshly made, brought to the table. Put as much as you want on them. It is our first live show as a complete panel down in beautiful Brownsville, Texas. As soon as COVID is over and the Rams apparently win
Hell
their next
yeah.
championship, and the Lakers too. Apparently LA's just winning all of it. So we'll be right back after this commercial break. We have our last mini segment.
Hell yeah.
Mini.
That's the bell. We got 15 players we're going to list for fantasy implications. Big week, round 1 of the playoffs. Let's start off with quarterbacks. All I need for start are a thumb. Well, no, let's just go around the room. I'm going to say a quarterback's name. You say start or sit. That's it. All right. We're going to start off with the Los Angeles Chargers. You have Herbert playing this week against the Atlanta Falcons, a great secondary to be matched up with. Just Luke, start or sit.
Dead.
That is our second mute of the night. Our second
No.
mute of the night.
No.
Our second mute.
No.
Yes.
Great
Sit.
start. Great start.
He
Luke.
is sitting, Justin Herbert. DL.
No, you start that man. Rose Bowl champion. Let's go.
He's starting. Steve.
Start.
Josh.
Get him.
Andrew.
Start.
Kenny.
Start.
Davis.
Start.
Paul.
Start him.
And I say start the man. So that is more starts than sits. If you're listening, we say start Justin Herbert this week against the Atlanta Falcons. Kyler Murray coming back with that shoulder injury, trying to get back into the swing of things here. I'll start with you, Paul.
Sit him this week.
He says sit. Davis.
Start.
Kenny.
Start.
Andrew.
Start.
He says start. Josh.
Guard him.
Steve.
I say sit because I don't trust that shoulder, but if Kyler Murray's on your roster, you're going to start him no matter what I say.
Yeah.
DL.
Siéntate. Sit.
Siéntate, he says. Taquito Express. Just Luke.
Sit.
He says sit. Now I'm going to ask you guys a one-off question here. Herbert or Murray?
Murray.
Herbert.
For this week or
Herbert.
just
For this
Herbert.
week.
For
For
this
this
week.
week.
Herbert this week.
Herbert this week.
Herbert this
It's all
week.
a hunch. I want Murray. Just with his legs.
Andy Dalton's reunion in Cincinnati. Luke.
I can't believe we're asking if we are starting or sitting Andy Dalton right now.
I'm telling you, some guys have Drew Brees. They have Andy Dalton starting right now.
Sit.
He says sit. DL.
Start the ginger, baby.
Start the ginger. Borderline football team conversation. Andrew.
Oh, depending on who you got, start, I guess.
Josh.
He's gonna be slinging it. Start him.
There it is. Steve.
Cut isn't an option?
No, not this time.
He throws more than Cam Newton, so suck it.
Yeah, who at least gets in the end zone with a rushing touchdown.
Now he defends
So-
the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Na-
I'm not starting
circling the wagons of the Dallas Cowboys.
Kenny.
Sit them.
Davis.
You have
Walk
Andy
away.
Dalton on your
Walk
roster.
away from this.
I crapped on
Yeah,
him and
if,
then
you have
said
Andy, if you're considering starting Andy Dalton, probably aren't in the playoffs.
Just Paul.
Whoa, I never.
toilet bowl matters.
I mean, that's where I was going. If you're starting Andy Dalton already and you made the playoffs, then you might as well roll him this week.
Sorry, Davis. Give me your pick.
Well, I was just saying, there's other quarterbacks. Like I'd rather start Ryan Fitzpatrick in case Tua gets hurt.
All right, so you say sit him. All right, so Deshaun Watson against Chicago. Paul.
Start him. He's on fire. I mean, he's gonna be the only offense for them. Start him.
Davis.
Start.
Kenny.
Sit his ass.
Whoa, sit his ass.
What's in the Regina
Andrew.
water tonight, bro?
That guy needs to eat something.
No, he's more on a diet, but I get it.
A vodka
irritable.
soda.
Give me the start. Give me the start.
Start Deshaun. Josh.
I mean, I'm not gonna be as vocal as Kenny was, but sit him.
Jesus.
Steve.
Normally, I'd say sit against the Chicago defense, but Watson's playing on another level. So ride your hot hand.
DL.
You got to start him. You got to start him.
Just Luke.
Start.
Watson or Herbert across the board?
Watson.
Herbert.
Because of matchup.
If Taysom Hill can throw 2 touchdown passes, Herbert's going to throw 6 against the Falcons.
We are a little split there. We're a little split there. All right. Last but not, go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead, Andrew.
You guys are saying that Chicago's his ultimate defense. Matt Stafford just lit him up for 400 yards last week.
That's very true. That's very true. Let's talk about the last one. Josh Allen against that Pittsburgh Steelers defense, but according to Paul, may not be there. We'll start with just Luke.
Really? Really? You guys start with me on this one? Start him. If that secondary's not there, start him.
DL.
Yeah, start him only because of the secondary.
Steve.
I'm not answering this question because if I answer it honestly, you're going to save the clip and send it to Christian Raw. So I'm not answering the question.
Okay, so start him. Josh.
Start him.
Andrew.
Start him.
Paul.
Start him. I mean, that it's all levels of that defense is decimated right now. I mean, we're paper thin at linebacker too. So you got to check that injury report. I'm telling you, we could have Justin fucking Lane starting.
Oh, God.
Davis.
And he got banged up too.
Yeah.
Start him now. Start him next week. Start him forever.
Kenny.
Sit him.
Wow.
Are you all right, Kenny?
What are you on?
Kenny, are you okay, buddy?
Did somebody harm you today? Blink twice if you're okay.
I know you're not golfing.
That wasn't even angry. I just said sit him down.
I know you're not golfing.
We're
You
worried
just told
about
me
you,
to
buddy.
chill, so I chilled out. Jesus.
He's taking those gas station diet pills.
You might as
Those gas station diet pills. That's what's happening.
That's gotta be it. Let's go running backs, and we're gonna start off with Pittsburgh again. James Conner is on your starting lineup, or is he sitting on your bench? We'll start with just Paul.
Sit him.
Sit. Davis.
Sit.
He's sitting too. Kenny.
Sit.
Steve.
Sit.
Josh.
Hit him.
Andrew.
Sit.
DL.
Time to sit. It's time to sit and contemplate.
Just Luke.
Ride the pine.
That is a sit sweep for James Conner.
Hey, so all you guys said, "Oh, we're gonna take the Steelers," but just with what the game plan they had last week, you guys are fucking killing me tonight.
Took the
I'm just
Bills.
saying they're going to use Snell quite a bit too. So
Sorry for disappointing you, Dad.
Steelers. Watch out with the Steelers backfield. Let's go to San Francisco. Raheem Mostert. Again, another question mark here. Just Luke, you starting or sitting?
Ride the pine. I don't know with San Francisco. Just sit them. I don't know.
DL.
Yeah, I'm going to sit him as well.
Steve.
I'm going to write what Luke said because I never have any idea with San Francisco. So I'm going to sit him.
Kenny.
Start him.
Davis.
Start him.
Josh.
Sit him.
Andrew.
start him. He gets a lot of plays. So
Paul.
Oh man, this is a tough one. Sit him.
I am starting Raheem
Ernest.
Mostert if I have him.
Ernest, I have to change my pick because I forgot I sit him for DeAndre Swift. So
DeAndre Swift isn't playing.
DeAndre Swift is off the
Swifty's
list
out
right
there.
now.
says
But
he's questionable.
he's fucking not playing.
He's not playing, dude.
Josh Jacobs is next on my list, guys. Just Paul, are you starting Jacobs this week?
No.
You're sitting him. Davis.
Sit.
Kenny.
Sit him.
Steve.
Ride the pod, baby.
Josh.
Sit him.
Luke.
Sit him.
Denny.
I'd sit him as well.
Andrew.
Gonna see a lot of Booker. Sit him.
If he is not 80% of himself, I would sit him as well. But if you don't have a choice, I mean, you're starting Jacobs. I mean, you're starting Jacobs if he's playing. All right, Melvin Gordon has an interesting matchup against Carolina. If you're teetering on starting Gordon this week, I'll start this one off with Luke.
Sit him like you sat him in the jail cell, bud.
Ooh, Steve.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Melvin Gordon against Carolina. You starting or sitting?
What, Melvin Gordon?
Mhm.
No, I'm sitting Melvin Gordon.
He's sitting Melvin Gordon. Kenny.
Sit him.
Davis.
Sit.
Josh.
Sit him.
Sneaky start for me. 80 yards, 2 touchdowns. Andrew.
He's been balling the last 2 weeks. Give me Melvin.
Me too.
Start him.
Just Paul.
That's how I feel. Last couple weeks, he's taken over there. So give me start him. Another sneaky running back though. If you guys are really desperate and you need a flyer and you don't have a back, J.D. McKissick. He's probably out on the waiver wire. You could probably go snag him.
I was going to say
Gibson's
Ty
out.
Johnson too from the Jets, but
Ty Johnson's another one because Frank Gore's out. DL, did I call you?
No, but yeah, I'd actually play him.
Yeah, I agree with that. We substituted a running back for this discussion. Who was our substitute?
Wayne Gallman.
That's right, Wayne Gallman. I'll start this one off with Davis. Who do you have? Well, you starting or sitting?
Well, I'm starting him. He went off for 135 yards after I told everyone else to pick him up. So, start
Josh.
him.
No, I'm sitting him.
Steve.
Sit him.
Luke.
I'm gonna roll with Davis. We'll start him.
Is Freeman playing this week?
Tread lightly.
Still
All right, start him. DL.
Time to sit him.
Andrew.
Gallman continues to go off. He hasn't had a less than a double point game. Go.
Kenny.
I'm rolling with the football guru Davis. Start him.
Just Paul.
Yeah, start him. I mean, he'll get you 12 points at least.
So our last 5 players are some wide receivers that have some interesting situations and matchups. We're going to start off with Jameson Crowder, who went off last week after 3 weeks of being MIA with Sam Darnold playing against a pretty weak secondary in Seattle. So we'll start this one off with Kenny. Are you starting or sitting Crowder?
Start him. Jets,
starting.
baby.
Steve.
I'll start him.
Don't tell
If it's
Code.
is it PPR?
It is PPR.
Then yes, you start Crowder in PPR. And I don't care if you tell Code, who didn't
Luke.
build this business.
Here we go.
Start him.
I'm starting him as well. Josh.
Start him.
Davis.
Start.
Paul.
Yep, start.
Andrew.
I would have said sit him, but Mims is out. Start him.
DL.
He's a good kid. Start him.
Beautiful. That's a sweet pick right there. DeAndre Hopkins with a hobbled quarterback. Are you starting him round 1 of your playoffs? DL, we'll start with you.
There's nowhere else to go. Start him.
Andrew.
Yeah, start him.
Paul.
Absolutely. If you got him, you start him.
Davis.
Old quarterback still got 20 points. Start him.
Kenny.
Start him. Easily.
Steve.
It's not a question. Start him.
Josh.
I mean, I have to start him, so yeah. Start
Yeah. like if you don't start him, like
What's
Yeah,
the question?
if you're not starting him, then
You need
what
to
is your receiving core?
I
I'm
will-
literally
I will
running
give
the
you-
Kyler
Who is in
Hopkins
your
Let me
Yeah.
let me just get a unanimous question here because Luke, I think you said start him anyways. If Kenny Galladay plays,
He's not. So
but let's just say he
No.
does.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, he says I'm green light. I'm
Hey,
going.
hypotheticals.
sit him.
If Paul's prayers worked, then I'm still starting D Hop.
Yeah, I'm still going
Okay.
with D-Hop too.
If it's between the two, then it's
Yeah,
DeAndre Hopkins.
Galladay.
But if Galladay's healthy, you start him.
I agree. If
But
Galladay
not
is
over
playing,
D-Hop.
no, separate. That's a separate question. I'm just saying
Okay.
if Galladay is playing, are you
But
starting him?
Now
You've been waiting all season.
Yeah, but you got Matt Stafford's lit up Marvin Jones the last couple weeks now, so
Any
who knows, man?
And
And-
TJ
And that
Hawkinson.
guy with a Q, whatever his name is.
Hawkinson's been a beast too.
All right, let's move on. Corey Davis is the third wide receiver we decided to highlight here as he's been going off the last 2 weeks, and A.J. Brown's decline. He did get injured. Corey Davis, start or sit for you, DL?
He's a sit.
He's a sit for you. Andrew,
Start. That boy puts up stats.
starting him up. Paul,
fire him up.
Luke,
Against a terrible Jags team, I'll start him.
Steve,
Yeah, I'll start him. It's the Jags.
Kenny,
Start him.
Josh,
Start him.
Davis.
Start.
Feels like a Henry game, so be careful with the passing game. Feels like a Henry game. Jalen Rieger with a new quarterback in Philly against that Saints defense. Are you starting him? Just Luke.
No, I'm not.
No for Luke. Josh,
No, not a chance.
Andrew,
Rookie to rookie combos work. Start him.
Paul.
You start an Eagles wide receiver, kill yourself.
Well, come on. Holy hell, Batman.
There goes that show. DL.
So I get screamed at for saying sit him, but all right, cool. Double standards, fellas. Double standards.
Borderline racist.
Wow.
DL, who you got? Start or sit?
Sit him.
Steve.
Exactly.
Sit him.
Kenny.
Don't kill yourself. Just don't start him.
Easy, Kenny. Easy, Kenny. Easy. Davis.
Holy
Yep, sit him. That's for sure. Last but not least, to end tonight's show, Juju Smith-Schuster in a game against Buffalo. Probably see a lot of passes, but he's not really high on the pecking order in Pittsburgh. I will start this one off with Paul.
Sit him.
Sit. Luke.
Sit and make TikToks.
DL.
He's a Long Beach Poly Jackrabbit. He's a USC Trojan. You go ahead and play him.
He's saying start. Kenny.
Sit him because he's playing Fortnite.
Steve.
I'd sit him just because I think they're looking at Deontay and Chase before they look at him right now.
Andrew.
And James Washington.
It's a Claypool.
Yeah,
And James Washington.
Davis.
James Washington becomes a big part.
Yep.
I am starting Kenyon Drake over Juju Smith-Schuster in the flex. Sit him. I'm tired of him.
Good
tired of him.
You should drop him, Davis.
Yeah,
Josh.
No.
No, I'm gonna sit him as well.
I am starting Juju. I'll be the only one.
Bad Juju.
And DL. DL and I are
Yeah,
taking Juju.
I'm in on it.
That third round was brought to you by Triple Double Basketball Academy as well as SATX Rated, some of our longtime sponsors. We appreciate you guys and the idea of giving fantasy implications in round 3. That wraps up our show for tonight. Into Lap Podcast appreciates everybody who watched tonight and who's listening. You can find all of us on Blue Collar Media Group's main webpage as well as our podcast. Let me go around the room, tell everybody where they can find you and what night your podcast goes out. Just Luke, start us up.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Ernest, again. Definitely appreciate seeing you guys every week. You can find me on Twitter at HeartsOnHockey. Start some shit, talk some shit. Twitter's lawless anyways, so you might as well just keep on rolling, fellas.
Kenny.
So new season of Shooter Shoot Basketball Podcast is up. We are live Sunday nights at 8 Eastern time. Victoria just wanted to give a quick message saying that she's in good spirits and that she's very thankful for all of your support. Should be finding out results for her next week. So, yeah, thanks for having me on.
Fantastic. Awesome. Davis.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram at ddog_1123. There will be no college football break room this week due to I got a high school football game to go to. I'll be driving for 3 hours. So
appreciate.
You can also catch Davis on the gridiron,
mossing
people.
High school
yes,
game?
Davis is out there on mannequins just jumping over them.
That is absolutely true. Josh,
like a high school game, Davis? What the fuck?
Yeah,
I'm going to watch my high school play in the state championship game.
Anyway,
if I wanted to be more specific,
anyway,
that's a little bit better.
You can follow me on Twitter at JoshElliott9. Watch out for my show on Fridays for just a bit outside gambling picks. Definitely on a heater right now. Way bigger of a heater than it is down here. Fuck. But, I'm gonna go roll into like 4 different blankets and maybe have a warm bath. So.
Hey, I appreciate your cat player. We really like having you on. Andrew.
Yeah, you can find me at the Boomtown Pod on Facebook. You can also follow me at Andrew Cott. Almost at 100 followers, guys. I'm 5 away. Let's goddamn get this thing going. Also got a brand new podcast coming out tomorrow, and I was actually joined by the General Steve Reisner. It's not about anything MMA related. It's actually about addictions. So a lot of people have been suffering through some things, and myself, Steve, have already been through this. So this is about sobriety and that next step if you ever need to reach out to somebody.
So we're all unfollowing Andrew after the pod.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
DL, talk to the people.
At Sports Stories DL on Instagram, Twitter, whatever else. You could also find me youtube.com and /SSDL. Check out my Bob Klein and Jerry West coming up. I also got some Juju Watkins, the best girls basketball player in the country, coming up.
Fantastic, DL. We're very excited to have you on and very thrilled. You're always invited onto ITO if you have nothing to do on a Wednesday night, man.
I like this crew. This is a fun crew.
Absolutely. Appreciate you. Just Paul, talk to us.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Dio. Had a great time tonight. Thanks for coming out. All you guys definitely catch Blaine's stream tomorrow.
Yes.
We're giving away 2 gift cards during the stream. We also are going to be giving away our Christmas GoFundMe that we did.
Please send in your choices this week. We're going to try to get a poll out. I want to get that out before the holidays so somebody could use that to make somebody's Christmas nice. So please send in your choices this week. If not, we'll come up with 4 ourselves. We'll put it out there, set it for 24 hours, and whoever wins, that's who we're going to send it to. All these guys do great work. Please take care of each other out there. It's been a weird year, but we're almost to the end of it. You can catch me on Twitter at SteelCurtainPEH or at the website bluecollarmg.com.
Fantastic. My co-host Steve Reisner. Steve, talk to the people.
Sorry guys, first off, my laptop died on me to end the episode. That's why you can't see me right now. But yeah, you can follow me at Reisner_Steven on Twitter, or just check out the website, www.bluecollarmg.com.
Beautiful. And of course, I'm your host, Ernest Silva. You can find me at Docky, Future PhD, or at Into the Lab Pod, which is where you've been following me this entire time. We thank you guys. We are the sports podcast debate mecca. If you are a sports podcast, you want to debate us, bring it on. We'd love to have the challenge, and we're sending that challenge out there. Kenny is our basketball guru. He'll take on any of you. He said it hands down. He will beat you to a crisp. That's from Kenny Cotterell himself. I don't know. The face Kenny made me put out the challenge. Appreciate you. All right. But hey, guys,
dropped.
Happy holidays to everybody. We wish you the best of luck. If you follow any of us when it comes to spread picks, it's Luke. He's 10-0 in 2 weeks. So go ahead and follow him going into this week. He is on a burner right now. So thank you guys so much for following us. Appreciate the listen. Appreciate the view. You guys have a happy holidays and be safe out there. Good night.